A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. Of course her parents don't have a problem with me being black. She's past the wall. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
So you got drunk at a frat party, then fucked the football team? You're not a rape victim, sweetheart.
You're a slut.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharpe, and welcome to the 432nd edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of red pill truth, wisdom, and awareness. It is Monday, April the 8th, 2019. I cannot tell you guys how utterly excited I am to be on the air right now. And I gotta tell you, I'm actually gonna keep it 100 here with you guys. I'm pretty fucking nervous right now. I really am, because there are a lot of moving parts that I'm going to introduce today. Obviously, you guys can see I'm in my beautiful brand new studio. I built this bad boy from the ground up. It's been a while. I think the very first time I was on the air and showed my face for the first time, that is the only other time I can remember being as nervous and as anxious as this. But there are a lot of moving parts to the show. And so listen, hopefully this thing goes off without a hitch. Obviously I'm going to be changing the format. Okay, I'm getting a couple of sound issues here. Let me tighten a few things up here. All right. Oh wow, we've got some crackling. All right, here we go. All right. Looks like I've got static. I have to be honest with you, I have no idea where that static is coming from. How's that? Is that a little bit better? Jesus, here we go. I'm already, listen, I've been in my new studio for less than 5 minutes, and I've already got crackling. I don't even have Blog Talk radio on. Looks like my sound is a little bit distorted. Everything sounded fine this morning. All right, just be patient with me, guys. Oh, Joby Blog says much better. Okay, I made an adjustment. Is my sound all right now? Okay, sounding better. Sharp Assist, if you're watching or listening, I need to know from you. Okay, BK from the Rockies, Whiskey to Don. Okay, yeah, looks like it might have been a volume issue, might have overcompensated. Anyway, we are live here on YouTube. I'm not going to do the regular the regular everyday TSR live show on Twitter or Facebook. I think long form content like this belongs only on YouTube. I don't think that my Twitter and my Facebook audiences are going to be I don't think they're gonna tune in for as much as or as long, but we'll see what happens, man. Like I said, I've got a lot of moving parts. It's gonna be a whole new thing. Now, this is definitely gonna be red pill content, absolutely, for sure. But we're gonna delve into more than one red pill related material. I'm going to be taking phone calls on the air a little bit later on. I know you guys can see the number there. I actually forgot to bring up Blog Talk Radio, but looks like everything is good to go. I'm Hotep Hook with the $5 super chat. Appreciate that. He says, your show is a refreshing break from this gynocentric society. Salute. I appreciate that. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Listen, more than one way to contribute to the show. You guys can also contribute via Streamlabs, www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe, and the number one. Again, that's www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe, and the number one. You can do that, or you can super chat. Obviously, YouTube takes 30% off the top, so if you want 100% of your contributions to come straight to the towers, www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe, and the number one is the best way to do that. So I'm excited to be here, guys. I took a week and a half vacation. Devin and I upgraded apartments. We now live in a much better, much nicer apartment. We stayed in the same building, but we've got a few changes. We've got some hardwood floors here. Obviously, I've got the recessed vaulted ceiling, as you guys can see here. So much nicer place, much nicer apartment. Everything is everything, man. I finished building the studio on Friday night, and of course, if you guys want to take a short video tour of the studio, you guys can just go to YouTube to see that. I think I also posted it on Facebook as well as Twitter. So you guys can go and check that out. Like I said, a lot of bells and whistles. I know I'm repeating myself a lot, guys, because again, I'm very anxious. Very anxious. I've worked very hard on getting this bad boy off the ground, and here we are. So anyway, so the show is going to be Monday through Thursday afternoons between 1 and 3 Eastern. Between 1 and 3-ish. Sometimes I'll end at 2:45, sometimes maybe 3:15. I actually have a consultation that I need to be doing at 3:30, so I've got that. That's going to be my heart out. Listen, first and foremost, and I know I'm getting a bit long-winded here, but I got to tell you guys, thank you. Thank you, guys. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for your support. Without you guys, this is not possible. I remember when I started out recording my very first podcast, episode 1, I recorded in my tiny little Reno, Nevada apartment. I had moved from Vegas from the crazy lifestyle, moved to Reno, and I decided, you know what? I think I might start a weekly podcast. Then about a year and a half later, I decided to show my face. It was just me and the wall. And you guys are going to see, I'm going to do some TSR flashbacks throughout the shows. That's also going to be a part of the show, so I can give you guys even more content. But from where I started to where I am now does not happen without you guys. That is that is the hard gospel truth. So again, dude, guys like Freelance Ronin, Miami J, Rob Cruz, I can't even begin to name everyone. Of course, Bob in Sacramento, who has donated a total of over $1,700 to the show since October of 2016. Without any of you guys, this is not possible. This is the biggest, baddest studio I have ever seen on the internet. I think my set is better than Rogan's. It's better than fucking Crowder's. Don't give a shit. Rogan has more fans than me. Listen, Rogan and I share a birthday. He is exactly 10 years older than I am, but my studio is better than his. I have upgraded to his. I've upgraded his. I'm better than Steven Crown. I'm better than everybody. Listen, that may or may not be true, but in my opinion, I'm the best in the business. I definitely have the best studio in the manosphere, but it's not because of me. It is absolutely because of you guys. And I told you guys early on. Throughout this process, I'm going to see to it that I make regular studio upgrades. I'm going to make sure that I upgrade your experience. I want to make your experience with TSR Towers better and better and better. And by the way, this is the second to last upgrade I'm going to be doing. Devin and I are in this lease for 15 months. Okay, so in about a year and a half, we're going to be making another move, of course, provided that we are still together. Then of course, I'm going to throw my full weight into the biggest, baddest studio ever. So even though this is beautiful, this is nice, I'm going to make regular upgrades to this as we go along. I'm still not finished yet. So again, thank you guys very much for your support over the years. And listen, here's to another 432. Here's to another 432 episodes. So today, guys, we're going to talk about several topics. We're going to talk about the fact that women are now cheating more than men. BK from the Rockies submitted a video, which I'm going to comment on here shortly. I'm also going to tell you a few things, I think 5 to 6 things every black man should know about white girls within the context of a sexual relationship. This is what you should know about white girls. Some of it is kind of sobering. A lot of African-American males have the wrong idea when it comes to dating white girls in terms of them really understanding what we as black men go through, the challenges, et cetera, et cetera. I had a submission, how to dump your girlfriend red pill style. I had a supporter of mine ask me, hey, Donovan, how do you dump a girl? Is there a beta way? Is there an alpha way to dump your girlfriend? There's also an article that I came across entitled Why Men Are Unattracted to Alpha Females. I'm going to talk about that. I'm also going to discuss gaming younger females versus older females and what they're aroused and attracted by and the differences between the two. I'm also going to talk about tattoos on women. Not all tattoos on women are created equal. I'm going to talk about the difference between red flags, crimson flags, and black flags. And then, of course, Steve the Dean Williams is going to be dropping by here at about 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, I'm going to have to get Blog Talk Radio up and running to make sure that to make sure that he can call in. But listen, we might not get to all of these topics. Really depends upon how the show goes. But whatever we do not get to today, I can promise you we will absolutely get to tomorrow. So again, it is absolutely wonderful to have you guys in today. I cannot believe. It still blows my mind that this studio is exactly the way I envisioned it in my mind. It really is a sight to behold. And again, I have you guys to thank for that. So something that I didn't mention. Let's just go ahead and get right into one of today's topic. And one of the topics down my list, I actually didn't put this in my list of topics. I was actually watching ESPN as usual today, and Notre Dame head basketball coach, the female Notre Dame head basketball coach, Muffet McGraw, went off on some tirade about sports and equality. And I know a lot of you guys don't like the sports talk and this and that and the other, but what a lot of people have to realize, especially in the red pill community, feminism is infiltrating sports at an elevated rate. So much so that it's almost making consuming it almost impossible. Like, you cannot get away from it. Now, when ESPN, I guess, let go of John Skipper and brought in the other guy, there appeared to be a change for the better. There appeared to be not such a gynocentric theme to ESPN. Little by little, it has creeped back up. And now it's probably worse than it ever has been before. So I'm going to show you this clip of Muffet McGraw. She is the head coach of the Lady Irish, I guess, basketball team. They lost to Baylor last night in the championship game. I want you guys to take a look and listen. Here we go.
Coaches, how are these young women looking up and seeing someone that looks like them, preparing them for the future? We don't have enough female role models. We don't have enough visible women leaders. We don't have enough women in power. Girls are socialized to know when they come out, gender roles are already set. Men run the world. Men have the power. Men make the decisions. It's always the men that is the stronger one. And when these...
Now, let me stop right there, okay? Already... Again, and keep in mind, this is Muffet McGraw. She has short hair. She's a short-haired feminist, obviously. She is married. She actually got married back in 1977. My guess is that her husband is probably a beta schlub. I don't know. I didn't do any research. But again, one thing that you can always count on in terms of similarities between feminists is that they're all unattractive. They're all at an advanced age. They always have an axe to grind. Men run the world. Yeah, you're goddamn right. Men run the world. That's how it is. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and continue listening to Buffett here.
Girls are coming out. Who are they looking up to tell them that that's not the way it has to be? And where better to do that than in sports?
And this is the infiltration that I'm talking about. Where better to do that than sports? Feminism has attempted to infiltrate society in many, many ways. And the culture kind of started to push back. And so now sports seems to be the avenue that feminism is taking. Listen, we all know about the listen and believe #MeToo. Anytime a player on any team is even accused of domestic violence, there's a big deal made out of it. Then, of course, there's edicts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let's continue here.
When you look at men's basketball and 99% of the jobs go to men, why shouldn't 100 or 99% of the jobs in women's basketball go to women? Maybe it's because we only have 10% women athletic directors in Division I. People hire people who look like them, and that's the problem.
So let me get this straight, Muffet. People hire people who look like them, but you don't have a problem with females hiring other females for jobs, right? For basketball jobs. Again, feminism is a hate group. It is one giant contradiction. She sits here and she bitches and moans about how men run the world. Most men are professional basketball coaches, et cetera, et cetera. And that's the problem. People hire other people who look like them. So the solution, according to Ms. McGraw, is to just hire more females. Well, why? So we want to hire females based on what? The fact that they're females? The fact that they're... Okay, so there's a female team, right? Listen, this sports is a meritocracy. The greatest female college, the greatest female college basketball coach of all time, not a female. That is Gino Auriemma, who's won something like, I don't know, 10 or 11 national titles with the University of Connecticut. This is the gig, guys. Females might be able to lead other females, I guess, within the context of sports, but Gino Auriemma is a shining example of the fact that men lead better than women. That's always the way it's been. That's always the way it will be. Yes, generals are in place. Mossy in the chat asks a very good question. Who watches female sports at all? Listen, outside of the state of Connecticut, watching the University of Connecticut basketball team, I don't really know. I know there was a big basketball following, a female basketball following in Tennessee because of the late, great Pat Summitt. Listen, Pat Summitt, one of the greatest female coaches of all time. But the greatest female basketball coach of all time happens to be a man. That's no coincidence. And people like Muffet McGraw continue to, she tries to be this bell cow for equality. Guys, listen, sports, again, is a meritocracy. No matter how much women try, they're not going to be equal to men on the sports field. Danica Patrick tried and failed. Annika Sorenstam, she, I think, played one PGA event. Females don't belong in the male sphere, especially in the world of sports. And Muffet McGraw, I mean, again, what she's saying is useless. It's literally falling on deaf ears because nobody really watches women's college basketball, not even women. Women don't even watch women's college basketball. Then they said something like, well, women's college basketball, got higher ratings than the NBA games this past weekend. Okay, that's an anomaly, but that doesn't, but again, this was the championship game. We're in the middle of April. The playoffs don't start in the NBA for another month, for another month and a half, 2 months. Of course it's going to outrate that because nobody gives a shit about the NBA during the regular season. But if you have the NBA finals on against, let's say, the NCAA college basketball championship for women, of course we know that the men are going to get higher ratings than women. This is how it is. So this again just goes to show that feminism is just a hate group. All they want to do is tamp down men and elevate women for no other reason but that they're women. 10% of all athletic directors are women. There is a reason for that. Okay? Number one, they're women. Listen, men are smarter, we're bigger, we're faster, we're stronger. That's how it is. I've also said this. Females are never chemically identical from one day to the next. We talk about the wage gap and women should earn more and this and that and the third. I'm not really one to, recognize studies out there or anything like that, but the wage gap is just not true. If you have two people, a man and a woman, working the same job with the same experience for the same company, they're going to make the same money, right? But because women are not as experienced, because they're not as smart, because they're not as qualified, and because they work lower paying jobs, of course, men are going to earn more. That's not a wage gap. That's a talent gap. That's what that is. King Nick wants to know where's my Streamlabs link. I'm going to put it in the chat one more time here. www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. Again, www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. So, again, every so often there's always some female coach who goes off on a tangent about, oh, there's no female role models. And yeah, there are plenty of female role models. Kim Kardashian, Cardi B. That's the problem. So, BK from the Rockies sent me a very interesting video entitled The Rise of Female Cheaters. And listen, again, I'm going to play this video, and I'm going to stop it every now and again just to give my comments on this. And again, this is on Australian television, so you guys obviously will recognize the accents. And by the way, Australia, you think the United States is feminist? Do you think the United States is a gynocentric society? We got nothing on Australia. They have taken feminism and taken it to a whole other level. Take a listen.
While the male infidelity rate has remained the same. Mm-hmm. For more, we're joined by Nadia Bokhadi, global editor of She Said.
Okay, right there. Right there, you can already tell. This woman has the look on her face like the cat that ate the canary. Okay? So, first of all, she's got all sorts of slut tells from the jump. And we're how many seconds in? We're 17 seconds in. We're 17 seconds into this particular video, and already she's got short hair, so she's a feminist, which means she's a slut. Okay, let's continue. We're gonna point out a few more here.
Oh, Nadia, how are you?
Hi, guys.
Boom, right there. You see the heels she has on? Okay, those are fuck me heels, gentlemen. Those aren't guys. Listen, those are not regular high heels. Those are not high heels that females should be wearing in public. These are heels that females wear that are supposed to be pointed at the ceiling or the wall. So and again, here's another slut tell. She's slightly overweight, okay? And she has a decent looking face, but you can see that she has the 1,000 cock stare. All within the first few seconds. We can see that this is what red pill awareness does for men. You can immediately pick up on slut tells. Look at those heels. They're strappy, they're high. She can probably barely walk in them. She probably got fucked in them maybe 2 hours before she came onto the show. And what's with the short hair, right? Let's listen in.
Okay, what's behind the rise? So we're saying men were up here and women were down here, and women have risen.
We're catching up rapidly.
We're catching up, but we're still not.
Look how proud she is. We're catching up rapidly, like it's some sort of competition, right? We're catching up rapidly. Listen, look at her face. Look at her face. It's like the cat that ate the canary. Oh, men have been cheating all these years, but we're catching up. Yeah, like that's a good thing.
Up there.
We're getting pretty close.
Right.
And look, my personal theory is that it's PMS related. Do you know what that is, Larry? PMS?
Was that the K-pop band out of Korea?
No.
Out of Korea?
It's putting up with men's stuff.
Oh, how cute. Putting up with men's shit, right? Putting up with men's shit is the reason why you have an iPhone to summon a dozen cocks to your exact location in 20 minutes or less. Putting up with men's shit is the reason why you're wearing those fuck me heels. Putting up with men's shit is the reason why you're able to sit there with that smug ass look on your face and talk about the fact that you're proud that females are cheating. This is what we're up against, guys. This is what we're up against. Look at her face. Oh, putting up with men's shit. He, ha, ha, ha. Let's continue.
That's my theory.
See, it's all fun and fucking games. Everybody thinks this is all fun and fucking games, and people wonder why men are so angry. Now, this is not MGTOW. I'm not going to get all into men should go their own way. Many, many definitions of that. I'll probably do a Patreon episode on that just so that we can all get the record straight. But this woman is making light of the fact that there is more female infidelity, 40% more, than there was 10 years ago. It's like a big fucking joke to these people.
But no, I think it's mainly coming down to opportunity. We have more opportunity than we ever had before to stray.
So technology.
There's a nugget of truth. We have more opportunity.
Has opened up the world of cheating,
so.
right?
And not only just that, but the stigma has massively eroded in terms of people having marriage breakdowns. Before, a couple of generations ago, you got married for life, and the biggest failure that you could possibly have was to admit to being divorced.
Right. And again, she's telling the truth. And herein lies the problem. You guys see the list. Technology, changing roles, and changing culture. Okay, again, she also says opportunity. Gentlemen, it didn't used to be like this. If a female wanted to cheat, she had to make a concerted effort to... Listen, cheating is one thing. Anybody can cheat if they want to. It's getting away with it. This is what we're talking about, right? Technology, changing roles, and changing cultures. Guys, if a female wanted to cheat, even as recently as maybe 35, 40 years ago, it took effort, man. You had to tell a lie wrapped in a story. I mean... There were so many elaborate things that you had to do because of the lack of technology, because of the slut shaming that was involved. And just like she says, the stigma has eroded. She talks about it like it's nothing. Guys, there's no more slut shaming, right? Why females cheat? Technology, changing roles, changing culture. Translation, the smartphones, and no more slut shaming, and no more slut shaming.
You had to stay in that marriage for the long run.
We noticed on that graphic technology.
You had to stay in that marriage for the long run. Think about what she just said. You had to stay in that marriage for the long run.
Technology takes the top spot, and that's on a lot of graphics. We talk about the world changing nowadays. Do you think technology has given women the power to drive these relationships, go and seek out these relationships?
Absolutely. I mean, there are whole websites dedicated. Ashley Madison.
Look at her face. Look at her face, guys. This woman is so filled with glee. Oh, there are websites dedicated to it. Technology. Look how far we've come. Women have come so far, we can now cheat more than men.
There are places where women can go and seek out extramarital affairs. And it really comes down to the fact that women want a new way to feel seen in their relationship.
Wait a minute. So let me get this straight. So when a woman wants to feel sane in a relationship, she goes to Tinder, OkCupid, Plenty of Fish. Think about what she just said. So in order to feel sane in a relationship, females have to cheat? That's the fucking problem.
You're in a long-term monogamous relationship. I'm sure all women watching today can relate to the fact that, you get very comfortable and you do get to that stage where you don't feel seen in the same way by your partner. So if a new person...
Actually, you know what? That's my bad. I thought she said sane as in you want to feel sane in a relationship. So that's my bad. I guess that's the accent. She says she wants to feel seen. So she just said it. So you get comfortable in a relationship, meaning that you get fat and stop trying. Then you wonder why you don't feel seen in the same way, right? And again, the reason why, and I've talked about this before, this is why girlfriends are better than wives, gentlemen. Girlfriends have an incentive to stay fit for you. Girlfriends have incentive to suck your dick. Girlfriends have an incentive not to be a fucking bitch all the goddamn time. You want to know what that incentive is? That incentive is that you can get up and walk the fuck away for nothing. But when you marry a female, when the state officiates your marriage with a female, she's got you by the balls. And if you put a baby in her, dude, it's a wrap. So of course they get comfortable because they can. There's no incentive to do the things you need to do to feel seen, right? Then bitches wonder why. And it's so funny. Women are like, well, when I get married and have a kid, I'm going to chop my hair off. I'm going to eat whatever I want. My man should love me for me. I don't care if I get fat, blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, why did my husband cheat on me? Oh my God, my husband's such a pig. He cheated on me. Why did he cheat on me? He's such a this and he's such an asshole. He cheated on me because you're fat and fucking bitchy.
Giving you a new kind of attention, that can be very exciting.
You've got some personal experience in this field. You were married.
No,
yes.
really?
What happened?
Yeah, well, I'm part of the generation of the starter marriage, which is another...
What the fuck is a starter marriage? Somebody in the chat, please let me know what a starter marriage is. I haven't Googled it. I have no idea what the fuck a starter marriage is. Please somebody clue me in. We'll continue here.
Example of the fact that the stigma is eroding around this sort of thing. And the starter marriage is women who were married and divorced before the time they hit 30, which is myself. And yeah,
married and divorced before she hit 30. This woman is in her 30s, gentlemen. She's in her 30s. Like, is it any surprise that this chick is in her 30s? I can't even imagine what this chick's life is going to be like when she's in her 40s. Dude, in 5 years, 7 years, what is this bitch's life going to be like? Is she still going to be smiling like the cat that ate the canary? Like the slut that ate 1,000 cocks?
Well, I had a lot of high hopes and ideals for the marriage when I got into it, and it didn't turn out to be what I thought it was going to be. And see,
there you go. I had high hopes, and it didn't turn out the way I thought it was. See how very nebulous that is? We don't know what happened in the marriage. She might have been a bad wife. He might have been a decent husband. She might have been a bad wife. Like this is what this is, guys. Oh, yep. You know what? I got married. I thought it was going to work out. It didn't. Big deal.
An opportunity came along. I was getting a lot of attention from another man, and I acted on it.
And I acted on it. Do you see how she just talks? Look at her. Look at her body language, guys. Strong voice. Her chin is up there. Is positively zero shame. This woman is on national television talking about the fact that she fucked another man while she was married, right? And she tried to dress it all up. Well, an opportunity came along, and I acted on it. Look how proud she looks of herself. Look at her. There's almost a look of defiance in her face. An opportunity came along, and I acted on it like any woman would.
Are these new concepts, if we go back in to the Bible, you know, thousands and thousands of years ago. Will we hear the same kind of stories about cheating?
I think we will.
I think we will. I think we will. Like this woman is some sort of theologian. Like she has some sort of ecumenical degree.
I think it's more, my theory is that women are a little bit more confident to talk about it and to fess up to it and admit to it now.
Well, that's not a theory, actually. That is true. Women are confident and talk about cheating because there's no longer slut shaming.
Because we are in the era of online dating and starter marriages and, you know, websites like Ashley Madison and people having open marriages and polyamorous relationships.
Oh, here we go. Open marriages. You hear about this stuff all the time. Kevin Ibanez sent me an article a while back. And dude, you can go on and there are thousands of stories, thousands of articles out there about a man and a woman who decide to have an open marriage. 11 times out of 10, the spouse who is getting the most action is the wife. That's how it is, man. It's the wife. Listen, guys aren't, dude, when there's an open marriage, an open relationship, okay, when there's an open relationship, okay, it doesn't benefit the man. Only females benefit from open marriages and open relationships. Only women.
So it's really a new time that we're living in.
Well, what's the research showing us about the reasons why women cheat versus the reasons why men cheat? Are they very different?
Men do usually say that they cheat, for sex, for that sexual part that they're not getting fulfilled in their relationship. Whereas for women, it does tend to be that it's more about being seen and felt noticed and getting that attention. And definitely, that can come through sex, but it comes through a number of other ways too. A lot of women as well have emotional affairs. You know, an old flame might contact you again online, and suddenly before you know it, you're messaging that person every day, and you're telling them things about your life instead of telling your spouse.
So. I told you to shut down your MySpace account. The rise of female cheaters, is it sort of across the board, or is it sort of age group specific?
Look, I think it's across the...
Let me go back here. She said, and this is funny, men and women, they cheat for very different reasons. She's right, and she called it. But you can almost see her hesitation, right? Men say they cheat for sex, as she says that as if she doesn't quite buy it, as if to say that she still believes that men and women are equal, that men and women cheat for exactly the same reasons, but it's clear that's not true, and she knows it. She can't hide what's really true. She wants to deny it, right? She wants to deny it, but she can't.
I don't think we can nail it down to one specific age group. I definitely think that millennial women are we have a lot more access to it.
Millennial women have a lot more access to dick. Yeah, no shit.
Certainly than previous generations. So we're a lot more exposed to it. But interestingly, there's research that shows that the age group that actually cheats the most for both men and women are people above their 50s.
This is the comment of the clip. People in their 50s, gentlemen, 50-year-old women cheating? Who is out here banging 50-year-old women? Dude, 50-year-old men don't even want to fuck 50-year-old women. Gentlemen, this is the classic rationalization hamster, in that she is trying to convince herself that she can be sexually attractive in her 50s. Dude, this bitch is probably 33, 34 years old. You can see that she has retained some of her youthful beauty, but gentlemen, she is way past the wall. She does not look anything like what she looked like when she was 24 years old, gentlemen. So what she's trying to do to make herself feel better about the fact that she is on the cock carousel, well, the age group that cheats the most, if in case you didn't know it, 50-year-old women. Get the fuck out of here with that. 50-year-old women? Who the fuck is banging 50-year-old women? Check this out. Men in their 50s can cheat. Men in their 50s can get laid. Women can't. And where the fuck are these studies? Who in the fuck is banging? Who the fuck is cheating with 50-year-old women? Unbelievable.
So, that comes down to people that have started in one generation where it has been, the ideal has been to stay in a long-term relationship. And then they've come into this new era where it's now acceptable that if you're not happy anymore, there are other options, and they're discovering these for the first time.
But previously, couples worked on their problems.
Yes.
Right. But previously, couples worked on their problems. Yes. Oh, this is the problem with women, guys. This is the problem with females and millennials. If it's not easy, just cheat. Work on their problems? It's laughable. Who the fuck wants to work on their marital problems anymore? She just, again, the way she laughed at it as though it were just fucking, wait, work on your problems? Who the fuck does that anymore?
Committed to working on their problems. Yeah. Does it seem like there's a new generation coming through that's just all too hard?
We're just like, oh, it's too hard, let's just not even bother. I think, you know, people are probably, when the going gets tough, some of us are going, that's...
See that? Now, do you see the hesitation in her voice? Not so much confidence in her voice now. She's, again, they pointed out the fact that, hey, wait a minute, like, shouldn't you work on the marriage? She kind of laughed it off, but now she's like, okay, she's doing the math in her head. Okay, yeah, it's actually kind of a bad look for these millennial bitches out here to be just, you know, laughing it off and not working on shit and just cheating. And now she's trying to, now you can see she's rationalizing it.
I'm done, and it's easier and there's less stigma. Certainly I experienced that when I walked away from my own marriage. I was quite shocked at how accepting everyone was. I expected a lot more judgment from people.
You want to know why she didn't get judgment from people? Do you want to know why it was accepted? Is because in the beginning, she didn't tell them that she was fucking somebody else. Right? She told and this is what all women do. Oh, my husband was an alcoholic. He was abusive. Terrible husband, terrible father. Spent all of our money. Blah, 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 blah. They bury the guy. Oh, and oh, by the way, I kind of had a little fling with Kevin in sales at the office. And you know what she gets? Oh, listen, you know what? Having a little fling with Kevin in sales, that is not a big deal. He is a monster. It's listen, girl, you had to do something to get out of that situation. You had to do something to look forward to waking up every day. Get the fuck out of here.
I think because there is less judgment, people are probably happier to walk away maybe a little bit earlier than what they potentially could before seeking counselling. And
it's with everything, that like the toast you...
And again, listen, guys, she's not talking. She's right. If you're having problems with your marriage, if you're not happy, walk away. But that's not what she's talking about. We're talking about cheating. She didn't walk away from her marriage. She cheated. She branch swung just like everybody else. So yeah, she's right. If you're having problems in your marriage, you try to work it. If you're having problems in your relationship, work it out. But if you can't, you walk away. But guess what, guys? Females don't just walk away. Females cheat their way out of relationships. Listen, females want all of the benefits of being in a relationship without actually being in a relationship, which means what? They want the dick. They want the committed dick without having to commit to the dick, right? They want commitment from the dick and the guy that's wrapped in the dick, but they don't want to have to commit themselves. And the minute they're a little bit unhappy, they go and hop on another dick. It's called branch swinging or raft jumping.
To break, you used to fix the toaster.
Yeah.
The fridge you break, you fix the fridge now, you just toss them away.
See, the woman in the white is right. And again, she compares them to toasters and refrigerators. Listen, if your car has problems, you don't just throw it away and buy another car. No, you fucking take it to the shop, you go work on it. If the toaster breaks, you fix the toaster. Well, actually, if a toaster breaks, you kind of get a new one because it's not really worth it. Toasters are like $6. But if your refrigerator is on the fritz, you get it fucking fixed. You don't go out and spend another $2,500 fucking dollars on a goddamn toaster.
Certification. I mean, I can get on an app and find a man like in a minute after I get like.
And it's so funny. She talks about this as if she's special. Well, I can just get an app and summon a dozen cocks. Why fix my relationship when I can just summon a dozen cocks to my exact location?
But you also buy
and a new husband.
We buy a toaster online as well.
Yes, yeah.
Because we see the Kardashians cheat, some of the royals cheat, US presidents, politicians cheat. Is it becoming normal? Is it becoming more acceptable because it's everywhere?
The attitude is shifting really dramatically. And it's not to say that, look, I'm not on here to say...
You're not advocating this,
I'm not advocating cheating. I'm not saying cheating is a good thing and you should go out and do it.
Yet you're sitting here smiling and laughing about it.
Saying trying to fix the toaster.
I'm not even necessarily saying that. I'm saying if something's not working for you, then you should have an honest communication with your partner about it. And if you're not able to solve it, then walk away.
But that's not what you did, sweetie. We're talking about the rise of female cheaters. We're not talking about the rise of females who are having honest communications with their husbands and walking away. Females never... Listen, what she's talking about is absolutely the right thing. You should absolutely... Listen, women, ladies, if you're not happy in a relationship, just walk the fuck away. But we know that that's not what they're going to do. It is not in their nature.
I don't think there's the stigma now where you need to be having an affair because you're worried about keeping face, you know, for socially that it's going to look bad that you're walking away from a marriage. I think it is acceptable to say, look, we tried, it's not working, and now we're splitting ways.
So there's no stigma about having an affair, but you're not advocating for cheating, but you want to throw out the broken refrigerator. Which is it?
Okay, that's the solution, you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, all right.
Is that why
People have lots of opinions.
Yeah. Is that why, Kylie, you tell me that you keep your spare toaster in the pool room? Is that why?
No, I just think... Anyway,
all women have spare toasters, Larry.
Thank you for coming in. Good to see you.
And there it is. All women have spare toasters. Guys, there it is. That's the branch swinging. This woman put fucked up female nature on display for all the world to see. Look at the look on this chick's face. All women have spare toasters, Larry, or whatever the fuck that guy's name is. And she, look, it's like the cat that ate the canary. It's all fun and fucking games. It's all fun and games until you turn 37. Branch swinging. Unbelievable. Again, this puts this particular clip, and shout out to BK from the Rockies. Yes, all women have backup dick. Freelance Ronan. Listen, break in case of emergency. Every female has a backup plan. Every one of them. That's all there is to it. That is all there is to it. When we return, we are going to discuss a few things, 5 or 6 things that every black man should know about dating white girls. And I'm going to talk about a few things about a white girl's mindset that black men who are either dating white girls or who are thinking about dating white girls should absolutely keep in mind when we return. We'll be right back. Why you should never tell a woman to put herself in your shoes. And I got this comment from a chick, and she said, and I quote, "At 8 minutes and 41 seconds, when you say that your girl, when you say that if your girl is talking to her ex, tell her to stop or she's gone. Isn't this an ultimatum? I absolutely agree that she needs not that on the Red Man group if I'm remembering correctly, or if I'm remembering right, as she says. Now, first off, I'll go ahead and point out that this isn't an honest question. Okay, she's not asking me if ultimatums are a sign of weakness because she wants an answer from me. No, she asked the question to make the statements that ultimatums are a sign of weakness, and that if I endorse them, then I, of course, Donovan Sharpe, am weak. This is what she wanted to say. She wanted to point out that the sign of weakness is what she believes is an inconsistency in our message. So I'll answer her first loaded question, and the answer is that ultimatums are indeed a sign of weakness when coming from a position of weakness. If your value is low, okay, if you don't handle her like she needs to be handled, when you are in her frame and she is not in yours, and she is texting her higher value ex-boyfriend, then yes, telling her to stop texting her ex or she's gone is indeed a sign of weakness. But not all ultimatums are created equal, gentlemen. Not even close, and I'll get to that a little bit later on in the show. Now, to answer her second assertion, which is that because we all agreed on the Red Man group that ultimatums are a sign of weakness, we must all indirectly agree that there is no gray area or context or room to disagree or add nuance or acknowledge that different circumstances require different reactions. Her comment was merely what we call concerned trolling. She doesn't give a shit about the answer, guys. She literally wanted to say, hey, Donovan, you are weak and a hypocrite. And I disrespectfully disagree, and I say to this woman, stay in your lane and buy your ticket to the 22 convention in 2020 as soon as they become available, so you can learn to stay the fuck out of conversations when men are talking. But her comment did make me think about ultimatums. So many women like to declare proudly, well, I don't respond well to ultimatums, or if he gives me an ultimatum, I shut down. Really? So when your boss tells you that if you are late again, you're fired, you just quit on the spot because you don't respond to ultimatums that well? When you're a kid and your mom told you to clean up your room and you were grounded, did you shut down? But Donovan, those situations are different. Yes, they are. And the difference is respect. You respect your boss's power to end your employment and to stop your paychecks. You respected your mother's authority to ground you. So when a woman says she doesn't respond well to ultimatums, what she is really saying is that she doesn't respond well to ultimatums from men she does not respect. Think about it. I'll give you a situation. If a girl dated a guy who is a 10 in looks, had a 10-inch dick worth 10 figures, keeps her in line, and makes her work for his attention and affection and resources, and he told her, stop going out with your friends at night or we're done, do you think she'd shut down? Do you think she'd leave and tell her friends that she left because he gave her an ultimatum and she doesn't respond well to ultimatums? Well, of course she wouldn't. Why? Because she respects him. He's a high-value guy who knows his worth and demands her best. She loves and respects him. So her answer isn't, OMG, you gave me an ultimatum, I'm totally shutting down. No, her answer is, you got it, babe. No more girls' nights out. Now, of course, that mythical man doesn't exist, but you guys get the idea. And that idea is that a high-value male that a woman respects can lay down ultimatums left and right, and she will happily comply with each and every one of them if she wants him to keep her around. This also relates to sexual harassment in the workplace. Women don't want sexual attention from unattractive male coworkers. No, they want sexual attention from men that they are aroused by. Women don't want ultimatums from unattractive men they do not respect. Let's take it in another direction. Women always talk about the fact that they don't want to be objectified, and that's simply not true. No, they don't want to be objectified by unattractive men. They want to be objectified by men that make their pussies wet. And proof of this is on the internet every day with the pictures they post on social media and Instagram. In the same vein, and I will say it again, women don't like ultimatums from men that they're not aroused by, men they do not respect.
Baby girl bad. She got that melanin skin. She got that melanin skin. She got that melanin skin. I ain't finna lie. Baby girl.
Welcome back to the 432nd edition of TSR Live with Donovan Sharpe. I just made the sound switch, so bear with me. If I sound funny, let me know. Follow, add, and like me on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Donovan Sharpe on either platform. If you have the Donovan Sharpe mobile app, be sure to add me on Instadon. I'm going to open the phone lines here, probably in another 20 minutes or so. In the meantime, we're going to hit the chat here. RPG Company says, Donovan, bro, your BRB scroller is still running. Yes, that was not me. That was a TSR flashback. Keep up, guys. Got to pay attention. Got to pay attention. All right, let's get some shout-outs. Mike Shinnery, shout-out to you. Good to see you in here. Dre Henley, Freelance Ronin, BK from the Rockies. Dialer String, first time I've seen you in here. Neil Wallace. Ernest Kwame wants to know what the title of the song is. I don't think there's a title. There's not a title to the song. It's a custom beat that I had created specifically for my show. It was actually not a custom beat created for my show. I was actually found a guy on SoundCloud, and I forget what his name is. But yeah, I bought the beat, and it's been my theme song ever since. 140 people watching, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Got to get the word out. Freelance Ronin says the sound quality is good. Anthony Wallace. Mr. E1976 says he digs the new setup. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, I worked very, very very, very hard. I worked extremely hard on this, on my set, and so far, so good. So far, so good. Chris Kaysen, Ozzy411 says, longtime Donovan Sharpe. I'm sorry, Ozzy, I do not remember you. I have a really good memory. I don't remember you, but good to see you in here. Excellent. Luigi Conti is in the house. Good to see all of you guys in here. Again, on a Monday, good to have you guys in today. So, let's discuss a few things about white girls that every black man should know. Now, there are a lot of black men out here who advocate, don't date black women. Don't date black women. Date white girls, blah, 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 blah. And a lot of black men sort of do other black men a disservice. And that disservice is they characterize dating white girls as it being just all peaches and cream. It's the land of milk and honey, right? It's dating white girls, it's all upside. Au contraire. There are many, 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 many downsides to dating white girls. And I think I've done an episode regarding that. I think I called it the downsides of dating white girls or the disadvantages of pursuing white girls, something like that. Anyway, what I'm going to talk about now are a few things about the mentality of white females within the context of a sexual relationship with a black man that black men need to know and understand. Okay? Again, listen, there are advantages to dating white girls, to be sure. Okay? But like every good thing in life, there is a price to be paid. If you want an elite physique, the price to be paid is diet and exercise. If you want to be rich, the price that you pay, you got to work hard. You got to put in 80 hours a week. You want to be an entrepreneur? Guess what? The 40-hour work week is over. For females, if you want a high-value men, the price to be paid is don't get fat, don't be a slut. Those are, unfortunately, those things have become nearly impossible for females to sort of stick with these days. But anyway, part of the price to be paid for dating white girls is that they are, of course, white girls. And there are a few things that you need to understand about dating white girls that you need to get through your head. This stuff ain't changing, guys. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've actually got 6. Okay? Number 1, the first thing that black men need to be well aware of regarding white girls is white girls are naive about the struggle. Gentlemen, white girls, and this isn't their fault, right? Because they're white girls. White girls are positively clueless about the things that black men go through on a daily basis. They have no idea what it's like to see a cop in the rearview mirror and have your heart rate elevate, have your blood pressure rise. When a white girl sees a cop behind her, she doesn't think of anything. It's just a cop. Now she feels safe. Me personally, I don't feel safe when there are police officers around. Now, I don't feel like I'm in danger, or at least not most of the time. But when there are cops around, I don't have that sense of security. Like, hey, if shit pops off, the cops are around. No, man. It's every nigga for himself as far as the cops go. And I'll give you a perfect example of white females not having no idea about, quote unquote, the struggle. And black people, we live in a different America than white people. Listen, man, I'm not getting into the whole racial thing. I'm not mad at white people. I'm not doing all of that, right? Not talking about white devils and this. No. But African American men live in a different America than white females, obviously. And I'll give you an example. When I first started dating Devin, okay, we didn't always live together. When I used to go to her place, there was this light right outside her place that says, "Don't make a right on red." And the first time I pulled up to it, I'm driving her car. She's like, just blow through it. I do all the time. I looked at her, or passenger, I looked at her, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, just blow through it. I do it all the time. I said, sweetheart, you're a white woman. I'm a black man. Cops let you get away with more than I do. Then she goes on and on about, the cops here in this city are totally cool, da-da-da. I'm like, did you not hear what I just said? You're a white woman. I'm a black man. Like, cops don't give a fuck. Listen, you think cops are great because you're a white girl. I don't think Devin's ever been arrested. She may have had one ticket in her life, right? She's never had that kind of incident. She just doesn't understand. Here's another example. We were watching Live PD, and I talked about this way back in episode 13. We're watching Live PD. It's a show on A&E. And there was this white girl who got pulled over, okay? And the reason why they pulled her over is because they saw that she quickly switched lanes. And that is when somebody recognizes preemptive traffic stop behavior, if they see a cop in the rear view and they use evasive techniques in terms of getting away from the cop so he can't read her plates, that sends the cop's mind into overdrive. Okay, why are they swerving away? Maybe there's warrants. So he pulls her over. This chick's license was suspended. She had a warrant out for her arrest. She had a warrant out for her arrest, and she had 2 kinds of drugs on her, cocaine and crystal meth. I'm going to say it again. Outstanding warrant, driving while license revoked, okay, and 2 kinds of drugs. The cop let her walk. Devin saw that, and she was utterly shocked. She had no idea. Finally, I said, do you see what I'm talking about? All she could do is just sit there and shake her head, right? She just sat there and shook her. I said, look, I'm not making this shit up. I'll give you another example. We were actually watching Live PD the other day. This is unbelievable. They pulled this dude over. They pulled a black man over because he made a right-hand turn but didn't stay in the right lane. So he made a right-hand turn and then switched lanes into the left lane. I didn't know that that was illegal in Ohio. That's why they pulled this guy over. Turned out that this guy had a warrant out for his arrest for not paying child support. Doesn't matter. They wouldn't have found that out had they not pulled him over for no reason. Then there was a case where a white woman was in her car, all drugged the fuck up. Someone saw her driving and swerving. She managed to park in a parking lot. This bitch was high as a kite. And in the end, the cop said, you know what? I'm just going to let this woman sleep it off so that she can enjoy the rest of her day. There you go, man. It's because of things like this. Because of things like this, white women will never understand about the struggle. The second thing you need to understand is they don't really give a shit about the struggle, nor should they. I did an article on NegroManosphere.com. Stop expecting white people to care about the plight of black people. Gentlemen, we are all selfish by nature. This is how it is. This is always the way it's going to be. When we see, commercials about, the starving kids in Africa, our heart goes out to them, and we might even pick up the phone and pledge a couple of bucks a month to help them out. But as soon as we hang up that phone, gentlemen, we're not thinking about that anymore because we're inherently selfish. The fact that your white girlfriend could not give 2 shits about your struggle as a black man, that's not on her, but you have to understand she doesn't care. Now, she cares about you, right? If you get harassed by the cops, if you're racially profiled, she's going to raise holy hell because that's you, right? But she doesn't give a shit about the plight of black people, guys. They really don't care. Listen, kudos to her for trying to act like she really cares, but she doesn't. It's almost like the female sports fan. You get with a girl, I'm an Eagles fan. Thankfully for me, I don't know how this happened. Devin happens to be a Philadelphia Eagles fan, and she really is an Eagles fan. Like, she has an old school Brian Westbrook jersey and everything, so I knew she was genuine. But we've all met that girl who tries to be a sports fan, but you can tell she's not really a sports fan because she doesn't really give a shit about sports. It's the same thing there. Here's another thing. Your white girlfriend, she thinks that you are the exception to every stereotype out there. See, again, this is the hive mind of females. In her mind, she wants to rationalize, okay, I made a good decision. He's a black man, and I know I'm going to catch some heat, but he's not the typical black guy. He's not a thug-ass nigga, this and that and the other. Listen, man. I have a podcast that I'm well-spoken and this and that and the other, but make no mistake about the fact, gentlemen, don't let the light skin and the strong command of the English language fool you. I embody a lot of the negative stereotypes of black men. Yes, I have been arrested several times. Yes, I've spent time in jail. Yes, I have a criminal record. Yes, I have a violent fucking temper. This is how it is. I am not special. Okay, I am not he's a black man, but nothing special about me. Your white girlfriend will rationalize in her mind that you are the exception to every stereotype. Now, this doesn't mean that I am the stereotypical black man. Obviously, I'm not a hood nigga. I'm not an Uncle Tom or anything like that. But for me to sit here and say that I am the exception to every rule out there, nah, man. Nope. Now, your girlfriend is going to think this, but you're going to have to be honest with her. You are not special. Here's another thing, and this is very dangerous. I'm on a fucking roll here. This is actually going pretty good. As I take a swig of water. Number 4. White girls think their white privilege extends to you, right? If you get, dude, the most dangerous weapon a black man can have in his car when he gets pulled over by a white cop is a white girl. Because white girls don't respect cops, right? So, license and registration, please. Dude, your white girlfriend is going to be like, what the fuck are you pulling him over for? He has his rights, blah, 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 blah. She thinks that because she's white and in the car with you, that the cop is then going to extend her white privilege to you. Obviously, as a black man, we know that it certainly does not work that way. But you have to understand, you're going to have to explain this to your girlfriend. Hey, listen, your white privilege doesn't extend to me, right? You're going to fuck around and get me shot. You want to get me shot? Well, they're not going to shoot you. I'm white. No, sweetie. They'll cap the shit out of me. They're not going to cap you. They're going to cap me. Shut the fuck up, sit there, and let me handle my business. White girls always think that their white privilege extends to you. They think that they can take. They think that when they walk down the street with you, that they're not going to catch, the eyes of white people. They think that they're no. White girls always think that their white privilege extends to you. It's never true. A couple of final thoughts here that you're really, really going to have to sort of understand about white women is they never think things are ever good enough. Okay? And this actually blends with the last one. White girls always find something to complain about. Gentlemen, listen, I love Devin to death. She's a good woman. She's good to me, etc., etc. But she complains about everything. She complains about the wait staff. I remember when we first got together, she told me, well, people treat me poorly in the service industry. When I was out buying furniture, it took them 15 minutes to get with me. I don't get served well in restaurants. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, is there something about her? What's going on? Well, now I've known her now for 3 years. And it is obvious to me that it's not the problem of the service industry. This is a Devin problem. This is a white girl problem. Devin's a spoiled fucking brat, guys. Dude, if we sit down at a restaurant and our waiter or waitress isn't there within 30 seconds, she starts to look around, right? Where are our drinks? Where are our appetizers, right? This is too cold. This is too hot. Devin, if you're listening, I love you, but you're a fucking complainer, and you know it. I call Devin a food snob all the time. Dude, maybe I'm exaggerating and maybe I'm embellishing here for effect, but most of the time there's always something about her food that she has to complain about. Dude, I'm telling you right now, white girls always find something to complain about. So to review the 6 things that black men need to understand about white women before getting into relationships with said white women. Number 1, they are naive about the struggle. They don't know what it's like to be pulled over by a cop. They think cops treat everyone the same. Not true. Number 2, they don't really give a shit about the struggle. Doesn't make them bad people, but they don't care no matter how much they pretend to care. Number 3, they think that you are the exception to every negative black male stereotype. Number 4, and this is dangerous, they think their white privilege extends to you. Obviously it does not. Number 5, they never think things are ever good enough. Why? White girls live great lives. They live lives of privilege. And if something is just a little bit off, they feel like they have to complain, which is number 6. $149 people watching. Thank you guys very much for your support. If you want to show your support, you can do that via Super Chat, or you can do that via the Streamlabs link, www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. That is www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. I'm going to open up the phone lines when we get back, and I'm going to give you guys, I actually got a question from a longtime viewer of mine, how to break up with your girlfriend red pill style. In other words, what is the correct way to break up with your girlfriend? We're going to talk about those things, plus we'll open up the phone lines and we come back. We'll be right back.
If she says, okay, Donovan, if you really want to know, I've slept with 45 guys. Now, red pill Donovan knows for a fact that this bitch has been at least 150 cocks. Easy. No doubt about it. Listen, We've all heard about the rule of three. And for those of you who aren't familiar with it, the rule of three is this. Ask any guy how many girls he's fucked, you divide that number by 3. Ask a girl the number of guys she's fucked, you multiply that number by 3. Now, some people like myself call it the rule of 7, but depending upon her age, that's a bit of a sliding scale. So, for example, a 20-something, if the girl is, 21, 25, 26, somewhere around there, multiply whatever she tells you by between 3 and 5. If she's in her 30s and she's mildly attractive, you multiply that number between 6 and 7. And if she's over 40 and still mildly attractive, multiply that number by 10. Now, some of you may think, well, Donovan, that's fucking extreme, dude. If a 42-year-old woman tells me that she's fucked 25 guys, if you're telling me, Donovan, there's no way if a 43-year-old woman tells me she's fucked 25 guys, there's no way she's been fucked by 250 dudes. And to that I say, keep your head in the sand, all right? When you're out with her, at some point it's going to happen. When you're out with her and you guys run into one of her exes or one of her hookups or one of her nightstands or one of her one-night stands for the 3rd time that month, eventually you'll come around. You'll see what's up. Guys, you got to understand, okay? In 2017, women can fuck dudes into the double digits within a calendar week. That is entirely possible, and women are doing this. And this is because of dating apps, okay? Dating apps combined with thirst equals double-digit and triple-digit notch counts in a very short period of time. That's how this works. Guys, even ugly chicks are getting dick thrown at them on the regular with these apps, all right? We know that women, at this point, unregulated, the deregulation of the sexual marketplace, women have zero impulse control. Not only that, they need constant validation. So if you think for 1 second your woman in her 40s hasn't fucked 150 dudes, if she tells you 15, I would strongly recommend going back to episode 1 of the Sharpe Reality and binge listen until you smarten up. That's my only solution for you. Now, Blue Pill Donovan would be shocked because he doesn't really know how slutty women are. Point blank, period. Okay? He's never going to get over that number because never in his wildest dreams would a woman ever sleep with men into the double digits, let alone close to a half 100. Now, if she lies and says, okay, Donovan, if you really want to know, I've slept with 11 guys in my entire life and 8 of them were my boyfriends at the time. Yeah, I've made 3 mistakes, but that was a long time ago. Now, this is if she actually lies to you. Red Pill Donovan knows that without a doubt, this chick's had cocks into the triple digits, easily into the triple digits. The reason he or I knows this beyond the shadow of a doubt is because she put the number too low. Guys, every girl lies about her notch count, and they all do it in one of 2 ways. They make the number high enough so that it's believable, but slightly eyebrow raising, or they make it so low it makes them look like an epic. It makes them look like an epic whore, which of course she is, or a good girl to someone who isn't red pill aware. That leads me to the blue pill Donovan reaction, who would still be shocked at her 11 number, but be comforted by the fact that she only made 3 mistakes and that she only had sex with men that she was in a relationship, okay? Blue Pill Donovan is obviously going to be in for a rude awakening. Now,
welcome back to episode 432 of TSR Live. On a Monday, it is April 8th, 2017. Be sure to subscribe to my newsletter to stay in the know on all things Donovan Sharpe. Being on my email list also comes in handy in the event that I get deplatformed here or anywhere else. Not going to blow up your inbox, guys. Don't worry about that. But if you guys don't want to miss anything, subscribe to the TSR newsletter. I don't know if I want to send it out weekly or monthly. I think I might just send out the newsletter as needed. I think when there's a big announcement, maybe if I'm making an appearance on a show, or something like that, I think that's probably the best way. That's probably the best way that I'm going to be able to handle the newsletter. I know there are a lot of guys out there who have these huge email lists and they're very aggressive. And listen, being aggressive with your newsletter is, listen, man, that leads to a lot of success. Don't get me wrong. I want to grow. I want to grow the show. I want to continue to do well with this, but I don't want to do it at the expense of someone's sanity. Like when you get an email from Donovan Sharpe, I want you to take it seriously. Oh, wait a minute, Donovan Sharpe emailed me. I wonder what this is about. Instead of, oh, Donovan Sharpe emailed me for the third time today. I'm gonna put it in. I'm just gonna eliminate it and put it in there. 914-205-5356 is the number to call if you want to get in on the show. Again, the number is on your screen. 914-205-5356 is the number to call if you want to get in on the show. Couple of shout outs here that I need to give via the Streamlabs link. Shout out to Charles Caballero with the $5 contribution. HS Lee 169. Shout out to you with the $5 contribution. That's my dog Daisy barking at phantoms as usual. Shout out to Rob Cruz with the $20 contribution. I appreciate that. Shout out to YM. I don't want to say her name. Shout out to YM with the $12.34 contribution to the show. Again, if you guys want to contribute to the show, www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. Again, that's www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1 if you want to contribute to the show. Again, you can always super chat. I've activated super chat, but of course, super chat takes 30% off the top. So if you want to contribute to the show, www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1 is absolutely the best way to do that. All right, let's go to the phone lines. 914-205-5356 is the number to call if you want to get in on the show. Area code 702. You're on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Donovan, what's going on? It's C in Vegas.
C in Vegas, my man. Bruh, it has been way too long, man. How's it going?
I'm all right. Right now I'm in the gym, so I'm in the gym getting busy. I've been doing pretty good. I want to comment on what you said because about the white girls and stuff like that. It's very interesting. I actually have an offshoot to something that you said because you say they complain a lot, right?
Yep.
And just in my experience with white girls, one thing I have had to say more often than not is that why are you talking so much? and you look at me. No, sir, Donovan. I know it sounds crazy, but you should see the faces that when I said that. I just said it like casually. Like, why are you talking so much? Like, you're talking a lot. And to me, Donovan, that's kind of to your point where they complain a lot. They just talk unnecessarily a lot.
Bruh.
And nobody's ever said like, oh, like just relax. Why are you talking so much? Or like, is this irrelevant? Like, because sometimes like we'll be watching TV or something, or we watch it and you just talk and talk. It's like, hey, I'm watching it because Donovan, truth be told, I don't watch TV at all.
Right.
I barely watch movies. So when I'm sitting there watching it, I'm actually watching it. And you're sitting there just talking. I'm just like, why are you talking so much? You should have seen the faces on them, Donovan. I swear to God, they're just like, did you just really say that? So yeah, you're talking a lot. Donovan, that's in my experience with white women. A lot of them just talk a lot because I guess guys are scared to tell them, like, not like be quiet, but why are you talking so much? Or you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, that's my experience. I agree with you, but I think that stems from they complain a lot too, which is absolutely true.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely true.
Yeah.
When they come home, like, especially like you said, Donovan, and same exact experience. Oh, well, I was at Chipotle. It took me 15 minutes for my order.
Fucking
like
hell.
Like,
oh, my God. Oh, my God. They took 10 minutes for my order at Chipotle, so I had to go to Chili's, and yeah. It's like one big fucking headache with these chicks. It's unbelievable.
110%. Also, Donovan, I'll jump. Good to have you back. And also, I've been on my purpose and shit. I opened my investment account.
Good for you, man.
Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? Look, of course, everybody wants to talk about slaying the fast and stuff like that. But guys, you got to get on your purpose too. So you got to be. I'm in the gym right now. I'm down and I'm fucking getting it, dude. I have to fucking get it.
That's what's up. Hey, listen, I've been
glad to have you back.
Yeah, hey, appreciate it, man. And thanks for the call, C in Vegas. Now, admittedly, when I watch TV, now I'm a talk box, right? Like, this is why I have a talk show, because I like to hear myself talk. And when Devin and I watch TV, her and I are both yakking away. So I'll never get on her about that. But I do get on her about the complaints for sure. For sure. D-Wee says they get some alcohol in them and they won't shut up. Yeah, you are not lying about that. Okay, so I got a question. And by the way, Steve the Dean Williams, should be coming on here in about 10 minutes or so. 10 minutes, Steve the Dean Williams is going to be making an appearance. He's going to stop by and say what's up. He's going to be in on the phone line. Shout out to Freelance Ronan with the $5 contribution. I appreciate that. You guys are very, very generous. Very, very generous today. I always appreciate the support. 138 people watching. If you want to contribute, like Freelance Ronan, www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. So, Double H, I guess I'll call him Double H, wrote me, he actually sent me an email. I don't know, I would put it at maybe a week ago or so. And he says, Donovan, I would like to hear a show dedicated about the best way to break up with your girlfriend. Should I clean out the apartment and totally ghost her, confront her and have the talk? Should I send her an email or a Facebook message to save all the hassle? Is there a red pill way or a blue pill way to break up with your girl? Now, Double H didn't really give me enough detail because just based on what he's given me, based on the information given, it would appear that he lives with his girlfriend because he says, should I clean out the apartment and totally ghost her? No, that's not the way to do it. But then again, I mean, did she cheat on you? Did she? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna answer this question as best I can, just based on what little information that I have. The best way to break up with a female is face to fucking face. And the reason I say that is because you are a fucking man. This is how this works. You don't call her up and break up with her over the phone. You don't send her a text message. You don't do any of that stuff. This is what females do. Females break up with guys via Facebook. Females just ghost on men. Double H, don't be a fucking female. You break up with her face to face. I cannot remember. I might have been in my late teens, early 20s. The last time I broke up with a girl that wasn't face-to-face. And guess what, guys? Breaking up with a female face-to-face, it sucks, man. It sucks, dude. They never, ever react well. Even if she cheats, even if you know she's cheating and you break up with her, she still doesn't react well. And listen, guys, I've been slapped. I've been kicked. Dude, I've been assaulted. I've had shit thrown at me. Dude, I've had my neck scratched. It's never easy. But that is the only way to do it for no other reason, but that's the only way to do it. You don't just ghost on her. You fucking tell her, hey, sit down. We need to have a talk. Okay, what is it? We're through. You and me are through. Oh my God. Like, why is this? Well, I just don't feel the same. Is there someone else? Yeah, maybe. Right? You don't tell her that you cheated, but yeah, listen, I'm interested in another female, and before I cheat, I'm going to break up with you. Now, you may have fucked this other girl, right? You might be doing the male version of branch swinging. But if you want females to respect you as a man, for better or worse, then you need to approach her as a man. Don't break up with her via text message. Even if she likes you, she's not going to respect you. Well, how did he break up with you? Oh my God, he totally broke up with me via text. You can forget about fucking our girls. Listen, man, I don't know if this is the millennial way. Double H, if you're watching Double H, I would really, really appreciate it if you would shoot me an email, tsr@donovansharpe.com. And again, if you guys have questions that you would like me to answer on the air, how do I break up with it? Listen, I'm not going to give you consultation level answers. I'm going to give you enough to get you by. I'm not going to do, on-air consultations. I'll answer questions via text, via telephone or via email. But if you have show ideas, questions, etc., tsr@donovansharpe.com. Double H, you know who you are. Send me an email because I need a little bit more information so that I can answer your question thoroughly. But what I can tell you now in terms of, the way to break up with a girlfriend is you only break up with her face to face. That is the only way that is acceptable for a red pill aware male to break up with a female. That's it. You don't ghost on her. You don't send her a message. You break up with her face to face. That's how this works. That's how it should always work. Well, she wouldn't break up with me face to face. No, she wouldn't. She's a female. You don't want to be like fucking females. Just because females do things a certain way doesn't give you permission as a male to do things that way. This is what bitches always do. Well, men fuck around and they sleep with a bunch of girls. And we call them studs, so why can't we sleep around and not be called sluts? Because men and women are different, right? Sex has a much more profound emotional and physical effect on women than it does with men. This is why men who have fucked hundreds of women are not damaged, and women who have been fucked by hundreds of men are. There is a difference. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Just because females do it doesn't give you permission to do it. Well, all of my girlfriends have broken up with me via text. Rise above it. Well, all of my girlfriends broke up with me because of branch-winging hypergamy. She sent me a message, a Dear John letter. Listen, she did it too. That is the worst possible excuse that I can think of for any man to be doing anything. Well, women do it too, so why can't we? Because you're a fucking man. You're not a goddamn female. That's just how it is. Never, ever, ever. The only way, you want to know what the red pill way is? You want to know what the masculine way to break up with a female? You do it face to fucking face. That's how you do it. You look her in the eye. Hey, it's over. It's a done deal. Oh my God, was it something I did? Listen, I'm not going to sit here and get into details, but I don't feel the same as I used to. Listen, she's going to cry. She's going to throw shit, etc., etc. That's all there is to it. Steve the Dean says he's running a few minutes late. No problem, Steve. We're going to wait on you. Steve the Dean Williams is going to be making an appearance on the show here in a little bit. But the only way, as a man, as a red pill aware man, to break up with a female is face to fucking face. That's just all there is to it. Listen, I don't know of any other way to put it, guys. I really don't. So Steve the Dean. All right, so Steve the Dean is going to be a few minutes late. Supposed to be making an appearance right here on TSR Live. Mossy says, do it in a public place. Let me take a few minutes here and go through the chat. See if I can see while we wait on Steve. There's an article that I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes called Why Do Men Find Alpha Females So Unattractive? But before I do that, I'm going to get to the chat here. 138 people watching. I appreciate the support. Again, if you want to support the show, www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. I'm going to have Steve the Dean on here in just a few minutes. Oh, wait a minute. I lost the chat. Where's it at? Oh, there it is. All right. See what we got. Swade Senator says, those damn hoe heels. Yeah. Kyle Mitchell says, women will leave as soon as financial problems begin. Not necessarily, Kyle. Not necessarily. And a lot of men share that sentiment, and you have reason to believe that. But I'll give you an example. Let's say that you make $250,000 a year. You have an unbelievable job. You get fired, you get laid off, whatever the case may be. Your woman is not just going to just run out on you, okay? You will have built up a certain amount of equity, right? Listen, if you're making $250,000 a year, you have the characteristics to be making that money, right? So if you handle your woman correctly, she understands who you are as a man, she'll give you a few days to blow off some steam. She'll let you crawl in a bottle. She'll let you, she'll let you lick your wounds, right? Lick her wounds. She'll let you go to the gym and, tie a few off, right? Hit a punching bag. Women will only jump if she sees that you are not back on the horse. She'll give you some time to recover. But if your ass isn't back out there looking for a job, or if you find a job that isn't at least close to what you had, that's when they'll bounce. And that's not on them. That's on you. If you lose a job at $250,000 a year and you get another job making $70,000 a year and she leaves, that's on you, man. Listen, this is the masculine burden of performance, guys. We want the hot girls. We want the girls with the big tits. This is what you got to do. Mark Viola says she's riding the carousel hard in those heels, talking about the the cheating woman trying to save face. RPG says, Christ, look at the thoughts. Yeah, that chick is going, dude, she is going to have a rude awakening, man. She's going to have a rude awakening. Focus Hard says, nice studio upgrade. Appreciate that. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I listen, I love the studio because I can sit down or stand up. If my legs get crampy, I can stand up. All right, good stuff. Oh, there's Steve now on the phone line, so that didn't take long at all. Excellent. 914-205-5356. Let us bring in my man, Steve the Dean Williams. Steve, how's it going, brother? How you doing, man?
What's up, fam? How you doing, big dog, man? I thought I was going to be late, but out of courtesy, I just wanted to let you know, but I'm here now, brother. I'm here.
No. You got it, man. You got it. Yeah, man, I'm just sitting here chilling in my new digs. And listen, as usual, I'm running behind schedule. I've still got 3 more segments, dude. I don't know how I'm going to squeeze it in here within the next half an hour. So I've been on the air for an hour and a half, and I still have a shitload more content to do. I might have to cut it a little bit short, but listen, this is the cross we bear. What I've talked about so far, Steve, I've talked about a few things, but the one thing, and I'm not going to hold you long here. There are actually 2 things that I like to sort of get your opinion on. And the one guy asked, hey, what's the red pill way to break up with your girlfriend? My opinion, the red pill way is the only way to part ways with a female is face to face. Do you agree? Do you disagree? What say you?
Oh, well, absolutely, Donovan. It should be face to face. No man should just send someone an email or a text message or a phone call to let them go. But with that said, they've got to make sure. See, Donovan, what happens with a lot of guys is that they don't set any standards on the front end. So when it's time to break up with the woman, they're too scared to do it, or they don't know how to do it. And that becomes frustrating, brother.
Yeah, I think a lot of guys, and I'm not going to sit here and say that their fears are unfounded. Well, what if she assaults me? Do it in a public place. Those are concerns. Those aren't worries or fears. Most men these days, Steve, are just non-confrontational. Like, dude, like a lot of guys have, listen, if you can't approach a woman out on the street and get her phone number and make it clear that you are not looking for a platonic relationship, then how can we expect these same men to then just be upfront and straightforward and say, hey, look, it's been real, but we're not going to be together anymore?
Well, they can't be, Donovan, because without a sense of self, you can't do those kind of things. And that's part of the issues that's going around right now. A lot of these guys think they're living in porn where they just meet a woman and they don't have to do too much and they're going to sleep with her in one day. It doesn't work that way. But like you were saying about the guys getting hit and abused, if you know you're getting hit and abused, by all means, I wouldn't do a face-to-face. That would be common sense. But if you have a logical kind of woman that, not logical, because most women don't have logic, but, you know, you have a half-thinking type woman, that's better, then by all means I'll break up with her face-to-face. But this is the whole problem. It should never get to a point where the woman wants to hit you. Have you seen the video with Tiny Zeus Lester?
No, I have not.
Girl? Okay, you know Zeus from Friday. You know her.
Yeah. I know who he is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. He's big and buff, but he's not a man. I mean, his girlfriend is on video filming him, talking down to him, saying you're gonna beat me up and all this other stuff, and you're letting this woman in your house.
Oh.
This is your girlfriend. I mean, but this is what happens, Donovan. So it's hard. See, for us, it's 2 + 2 is 4, Donovan.
Sure.
You and I, because we know our value, we know our worth. But for the guy that doesn't know his value or worth, he doesn't know how to let go of something because in his world, he thinks that's the only thing he's going to get ever. So I'd rather have half a bitch than no one at all.
You know what, Steve? That speaks directly to the scarcity mindset. And this is the difference, man. When a man allows a female to disrespect him in his own house and his own domicile, that is the mark of a man who does not have the abundance mentality. This is the mark of a man. And you listen, you said it exactly the way it is. This is the only female that I'm ever going to get. This is the highest quality female I'm ever going to get. And so they tolerate this behavior. This is the first I've ever heard of that. And listen, man, we all think of Debo or Zeus as like this big rough and tumble guy. Same with Terry Terry Crews, right? Shaking his titties and this and that and the other. But Terry Crews is a Vici male. This guy doesn't have a masculine bone. There are a lot of males out there, Steve, that look like men who are not men. And this is another example of this.
Yeah, and that's what people have to understand. Just because you got all the parts of a man doesn't mean you are one. Just because you got a nice job doesn't make you a man. If you're a movie star or you have a nice car, that doesn't make you a man. Because as easy as you and I see it, Donovan, women see it just as fast, and that's what guys don't understand. She can look at Donovan and say, okay, well, I can't get away with A, B, and C because he is going to check me at the door. Now, with the regular guy who has no self-worth, she already knows that let me buy you a drink, let me do this, let me do that. Wow. She already knows he's weak. So she's going to play the game on him. And he doesn't realize he's trying to play games, but he's getting the game ran on him before he even realizes it.
And you bring up another good point. Women are a lot of things, Steve. Stupid is not one of them. Listen, guys do not get it twisted. Women have razor sharp instincts, and they have sharp instincts because they have to have these instincts. They are the less intelligent, they're the weaker, they're the smaller, they're the less intelligent sex. So God had to give them something to survive. The first thing he gave them was a vagina and a set of tits, which attracts pretty much every male. The second thing he gave them that is a clear advantage are instincts. If you can pick up any man like me and you, Steve, we can smell if a man has any bitch in him. Trust and believe a woman can smell a bitch on a man 10 times quicker. 10 times quicker.
Yes, and Donovan, this is something else scarier that they don't even understand. You don't think these women are not on YouTube watching the same kooky magic pill videos that you're watching, preparing themselves for the moment that you use that goofy pickup line, that trick or that gimmick? Don't think that they're not. Oh, matter of fact, don't think they're not listening to this show right now.
Straight up.
You got to understand these women are keeping their ear to the ground because they can recognize. See, they listen to Donovan because it's rare to hear a man on the air. That's why they listen to Donovan.
Right.
They will listen to the guy who does the kooky stuff because he knows the majority of guys out there are trying to cheat the game. So like you said, Donovan, these women are preparing themselves for that moment when they walk up on that guy who uses that gimmick or that manipulation piece and not stand on his own principles, brother.
Brother, I say this all the time. Newsflash, girls have the internet too. You can read all of the pickup artist stuff. You can read all the books and this and that and the other. Guess what? Girls have access to this shit too. So when you walk up on a bitch and say, "Are you Google? Because I've been searching for you all day long. Are you from Tennessee? Because you're the only 10 I see." That bitch is gonna laugh at you and be like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" That's called incongruity, Steve. And again, you said this best. There is no magic pill. The red pill, Steve, when you take the red pill, bruh, it does not go down easy. The red pill gives you heartburn. It gives you indigestion. It gives you the shits. It gives you diarrhea. It gives you gas. Makes your stomach hurt. You start to bloat. Like, this shit is not easy. There is no magic pill. There is no cheat code. There is no cheat code. And if you think for 1 second you can get over with women with a cheat code, dude, think again, man.
Right. Well, Donovan, the reason it goes down hard, it does all those things you said, because the red pill forces these guys to do the one thing that they're afraid to do, and that's take a hard look in the mirror and learn the truth about themselves.
Yes.
A lot of guys don't want to know the truth about themselves, so they rather go around living lies instead of learning the truth to fix themselves. And once you take that red pill, then you really get a gauge of where you're at and where you need to work on. But some guys can't accept that stuff, brother.
And these same guys that don't accept it, they wonder why they have approach anxiety, right? And that if they actually get a girl, then they send me emails like, "Well, Donovan, I'm in a relationship with a girl. How do I break up with her?" If you don't know how to pick up a girl, then you're damn sure not going to know how to break up with her. Listen, it is literally the same thing. It's not easy to pick up a girl on cold approach. It's not easy to break up with a girl. This is why only men do this kind. Listen, men do men shit. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
Let me take another.
Men shit all the time. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, let me ask you another question here, because I don't want to hold you for too long here. I just talked about a few things that every black man should know about white girls within the context of a sexual relationship. Now, both of our significant others are white women. And I pointed out things like white women are naive about the struggle. In other words, white women are completely ignorant, through no fault of their own. They can only live life as white women. They don't know about the struggle. They have no idea that we as black men, we live in a different America than they do. Not only that, they don't really care about the struggle as much as they pretend to. They don't really care about the struggle. They only care about you. Number three, they think that we as black men, we are the exception to every rule. In other words, I got the special Negro, right? And then, of course, another thing I pointed out is that they think that their white privilege extends to you. So, in other words, you as a black man, as long as you have that white girl, you're going to get that same white privilege. Those are my opinions. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have another perspective on this?
Well, the thing is that, see, for me, what's great about being a man and what's great about being Donovan Sharpe is that we all have different perspectives.
Right.
For me, I just am. You know what I mean?
Right.
I can't base the world off of somebody else because I'm too busy basing it off of what I base it off. Now, please understand, all that stuff you're saying is absolutely, you're 1,000% correct. But again, Donovan, you and I are a cut above the rest.
Right.
We, a lot of these guys are so busy worrying about not just, they're not worried about what you're saying or thinking about what you're saying. They're already in the process of, well, is my mother going to be mad at me? Are my friends going to be upset at me? How are people going to judge me if I date that white girl? See, they're not even on. It's like I say, Don, they're not on that level. You're absolutely right what you're saying, but for the majority of these guys, they're not even on that level of thinking right now because they're too ashamed to even go outside their race because they're ashamed of being judged, ridiculed, or what mommy, sisters, aunts, and uncles are going to say about them. So you're 1,000% right, but this is above their pay grade right here.
Yeah,
man.
They'll never know, right?
No, they'll never know because they're too busy worried about pleasing everybody else instead of themselves.
Steve, listen, man, I appreciate you coming on as always. By the way, big announcement. Let's go ahead and announce it to the world. Steve and I are going to be, Steve and I are going to be hosting starting on April 19th. That's going to be Friday night. We haven't locked down the time yet. But on Friday, April 19th, it's probably going to be sometime in the evening, we're going to be starting a show called the Red Man Hotline. This is going to be on the Red Man group channel, and this is going to be a 100% call-in show. Steve and I, we're going to get on, we're going to shoot the shit, we're going to take questions via chat, we're going to take questions via the phones, and we're going to work it like that. And the reason why we came up with this particular concept is because Steve and I are both regular panelists on the Red Man group, and we never have time to really answer the questions the way they need to and should be answered on the Red Man group because, of course, we're dealing with super chats and then there's 5 panelists. So what Steve and I are doing under the umbrella of the Red Man group is we are doing the Red Man Hotline. Steve, listen, man, dude, we're the guys to fucking do it because we will dole out that tough love. I think you and I have probably donated the most to the swear jar, which is probably a good thing.
Oh, you goddamn right.
Steve, I thank you for your time, man. I'm looking forward to April 19th. I'm going to have you. I actually need to have you on the show later on this week, man. We need to get together so we can do a couple of segments and have you on for longer than 15, 20 minutes. But thanks for making time out of your busy day, man. I know you got to get out there and hustle, but again, man, come on the show anytime, man.
And I just want to say this. Everybody listening, please listen to what Donovan is telling you. I know sometimes it's hard to take, but look at his success. Look at his receipts. Look at what his thinking and ask, what can I learn from Donovan today that will make me a better man tomorrow? Donovan, I love you, brother, man, and I'll get back with you, fam.
You the man. I love you too, Steve. Steve the Dean Williams is in the house, man. He's definitely my brother from another. Listen, man, he might be my brother from the same goddamn mother. Like, dude, Steve and I are so much alike, and I'm actually going to be meeting up with Steve the Dean here in less than a month. I'm flying down to Orlando. I'm flying down to Orlando for the 21 convention, where I will actually meet Steve the Dean face to face for the very first time. He and I are going to go out for a nice steak dinner. He's going to take out my lady and I. It's going to be a great time. Listen, Steve is a world-class guy, man. I don't think I've ever met anyone who I'm like, he and I are just in sync. We both have fiery personalities. We both try to tell it like it. I mean, it's just, we are simpatico in a lot of ways. So I'm very, very, very excited about doing the Red Man Hotline. And of course, we'll have rotating guests. We'll have Rollo Tomasi on. We'll have different guests on and things of that nature. But I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that particular episode. 914-205-5356. Let's go back to the phone line. Area code 404. You're on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Oh, what's up, Donovan? You know I'm jealous, man. This is dope, man.
Yes, sir.
Oh, so jealous, man. It's so good to see you getting it, man, and working and just, building. And I'm watching you go from, like, no video to video to your new setup. Man, it's just awesome, man. I'm pulling for you. No, wait, no, I'm not pulling. I'm a hater now. Oh, no.
Oh, you're hating?
I'm jealous.
Oh, you're jealous?
Yeah, I'm a hater.
Wait. So all right. Well, if you're a hater, then we got to do this.
Oh, man. Hey.
Got to do it, man.
Hey.
Listen, I appreciate you saying that, man.
You ain't popping, baby.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Popping, dude. I love it.
Listen, it took it's amazing. I actually watched a movie. I actually watched a movie a couple nights ago. It's called Vice. It was the story of Dick Cheney. By the way, Dick Cheney played by Christian Bale. Dude, and I don't want to get off on a tangent. Christian Bale he's probably one of the top 2 greatest actors of our time. He's up there with Johnny Depp. Anyway, there's a scene.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he is unbelievable. Dude, the fighter, I mean, American Hustle, the guy's brilliant. But there's a scene in the movie where Dick Cheney, him and George Bush win the election by 540-something votes. And he walks into the White House for the 100th time. And he looks in the Oval Office and he just kind of reflects on himself. And what he's doing is he's reflecting on the very first time he had a job at the White House. He was in this little shoebox closet. He still had hair. He called his wife, I can't believe it. I got a job at the White House. And here he is now, the Vice President of the United States. And what goes through his mind is the same thing that goes through my mind as I sit here today. As I sit here today in this unbelievable setup, I've got 127 people watching me. I hope, guys, like, subscribe, comment. Make sure to get the word out. I just think of that very first episode that I recorded in my tiny little Reno, Nevada apartment. And by the way, I had to record that episode like 7 times because I wanted to get it perfect. To go from that to this, it is a humbling experience, and I still can't believe that I'm sitting here right now. It's unbelievable, man.
Dude, I got to be honest, your content is what got me. And I love the fact you're like me. I'm a brother too, but you hear I talk. I don't end my sentences with a preposition.
Right.
I'm a lot like you in that context. And you, Greg Adams, Alpha Male Strategies, dog, y'all got me back on the horse after my divorce, man. And I appreciate what you're doing. Because, I was trying to run that 2008 game in 2019. And my brother was struggling. And
you stupid, bruh. You said you was trying to run that 2008 game, bruh. Listen, I'm right with you on that one.
I didn't know about Tinder.
Oh my God.
I didn't know these women out there whoring themselves out,
bruh,
6 dicks a week.
Right?
I didn't know, dog. So, but you live and you learn. And I'm back to you. Man, glad you're doing it. Love your content. I'm not going to sit here and monopolize your time.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm watching. You got me every day from 1 o'clock, dog. I'm loving it, man.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thanks a lot for calling in. I appreciate the love, man. I like that he was sort of a quasi-hater that gave me the opportunity to play the hate sound. So let's go back to the phone lines. Area code 229. You're on live with Donovan. Go ahead.
Donovan Sharpe. What's up, brother? Sean down in
Sean in Tampa. Yes, man. Everybody coming out the woodworks. I love it. How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going good, man. I haven't called in a while, bro. I just, been busy doing my thing, and you're fucking killing it, man. Slaying it, bro.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Yeah, it was a crazy move, but I'm here, and listen, man, we're doing it big here. What you been up to, man?
Oh, nothing much, man. You know, just playing shows. I'm actually coming to your area in a couple weeks. I'm playing at the Baby Grand Theater up in Wilmington.
No
right
shit.
Next to Philly.
No shit.
Yeah,
Listen.
Yeah.
Listen, you have my phone number. Listen, you have my phone number, man. We gotta link up, dude. We absolutely have to link up.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, I'd love to come up, hang, man, get to meet you finally for the first time.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it'd be great to meet some of the, like, you know, like Godfathers of the Red Pill. You know, the guys that have helped like really change my life and mold my way of thinking of such like just like I call it like a Zen Red Pill life. Like now that the Red Pill is so ingrained in who I am that I don't have to think about it anymore. I just see. I see the stuff around me, dude, and I don't like get mad at it. I'm just like, yeah, that's the way it is. That's what's up, you know. And I saw your topic on like cheating wives, dude, and like cheating wives, like nothing really surprises me anymore, man. Like as I play these shows, dude, it blows my mind the beta males that show up with their women and they're always like 3 points below their girl in like sexual market value. And it's fucking obvious. And I think the guys on a deep-rooted, like, gut level know that their woman, when they're talking to me, wants to fuck me. I just don't think they consciously want to identify. And mind, this isn't a bragging rights thing. This is merely just a value thing.
No, I got you.
Of value. So when I play the show, I get off stage. Like I said, the value is always up. Well, this past weekend, I played 2 shows. One at Capitol Theater, and then I played like a smaller local show at just a wine bar. And at both events, separate times, there were women coming up to me with their guys right next to them. And the guys would sometimes even make comments like, oh, man, if I turn my head for a second, she's putting you in a car and driving away.
Oh, Sean. Oh, like, please don't tell me that's true, man.
That's funny, dude. And the girls they'll like blush and laugh it off. Like,
because they know it's true.
Oh, you're still... yeah, dude, it's mind-blowing. So at the other gig, the next night, this hot blonde, huge, big-titted chick shows up, and I have fucked her, just made out with her, and she's blown me a little bit, like, but like nothing, I haven't followed through to finish with her or anything.
Sure.
And she shows up with another guy, trying to like implement some sort of jealousy thing. Dude, I just like went up and started talking to both of them like nothing had ever happened between the both of us, and it's driving her crazy, and the dude has no clue. He has no clue. He thinks he's like top dog in the room. He's just
right. Yeah. He's A-Muggin. Yeah, it's my girl.
This is my date, man. I just want to bring her out. You know, you're a really talented guy. I want to bring her out to check you out. I was like, dude, I've already checked out.
Like your girl's wife, your girl's mouth has been on this cock here, and you don't know it.
Yeah, and plus, I'm like, dude, you really think you have something of such high value? Like, your chick's 45, dude. Like you said a while back, Donovan, there's no such thing as a 45-year-old 9. I'm like, dude, calm down. Like, your chick just gets picked up, and she gets picked up, like, in the dust like a vacuum cleaner just as you walk by. Like, deal with it, bro.
Wow, I love it.
He thought he had such a high-quality chick, and I'm like, these guys have no clue, man. But they really walk around thinking that their woman views them as the top guy. I'm like, they just don't, man. They're placating you all day long. So, yeah, I just want to call in and share a couple little, stories that happened over the weekend. I mean, it happens all the time.
Listen, Sean, listen, man.
So when it comes to mind, I want to call.
Listen, man. And listen, dude, you always have a spot. You can never call in too many times to tell me these rock star stories because guys have to know. Dude, rule number 1, do not take your girl to a concert where you will have access to the band. Dude, listen, I just saw I just saw a movie called The Dirt. It was the biopic of the Motley Crue. Dude, there was one guy, I think, who was Tommy Lee's girlfriend at the time, was fucking Nikki Sixx. Like, Nikki Sixx is fucking Tommy Lee's girl right before he's about to introduce, this isn't Heather Locklear, right before he's about to introduce her to his family. So, again, women are, dude, it does not matter. Your woman will fuck other dudes if she thinks she can get away with it. And, dude, Rockstar, dude, you and Rolo, you guys could probably exchange stories for days. Do not bring your girl to concerts.
Yeah, and I'll say this also for, because sometimes people say stuff like, oh, dude, you sound like you got a really big ego with this Rockstar thing. I'm like, oh, no, let me set it straight. So let them know that it's not about ego, and it really is just an observation of, human nature.
Right.
I'm nothing compared to, like, that of actual famous people, actual guys that sell out stadiums and huge theaters. So you look at it on a per capita level. If I'm able, and I don't like, I'm not trying to diss myself, but if a guy on my level who's like just playing 200-seat theaters, 500-seat theaters or whatnot, if I'm able to get your wife to cheat,
Jesus
don't even
Christ.
think about what like a superstar could do.
Oh my God, dude, Eddie Van Halen, Zach Wilde. I mean, really, dude, honestly, these rock stars have probably fucked thousands upon thousands of women, dude.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And for guys out there that say, like, the betas are like, well, no, my girl would never, not that kind of thing. She's even told me, I'm like, let me tell you something. The reason she's telling you that, I've talked about this before. It's called the placate power play.
Ooh.
She's placating you only because she knows she will never probably be in close proximity with said rock star.
Yes.
She has a better chance of going down in a plane crash, getting captured in midair and going down in a second plane crash and getting eaten by 6 types of sharks and getting selected by an actual rock star. So if that opportunity actually arises, she's out the door, bro.
It is over with.
Now, done. So, yeah, Donovan, I appreciate it, man. I just want to call in and chat with you for a bit, bro.
Sean, listen, call in anytime. And for the record, I want to let everyone know here before I let you go. Sean in Tampa is the guy who dropped this nugget. If it pisses off her conscious, it arouses her subconscious, right? In other words, don't be afraid to piss off your woman, because if you piss her off, she might be pissed off on the outside, but her pussy is absolutely wet. Rock solid knowledge dropped there by Sean in Tampa. Sean, call in anytime. Call in anytime. Obviously, we're running a little bit short on time. I'm going to do one more segment. I actually had 2 more topics to discuss, but we are up against the clock. So when we return, I am going to talk about tattoos on women, why they're not all created equal. It was actually a question, an email that was submitted by Jimmy B. And I will tell you guys what, and again, we're going to discuss why all tattoos on women are not created equal. Don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
You often find guys that women use trust to give themselves room to cheat. You guys ever heard a girl say, here's the hard truth, guys. Women use the trust myth to give themselves room to cheat on you, all right? If you question why she's going to lunch with Steve at the office every afternoon, she'll hit you with, you don't trust me? The reason she asks you this and questions like it is because she wants to marginalize your valid concern so that she can continue the behavior that will eventually lead to her fucking Steve in the parking lot on her lunch break every day, okay? As a man in a committed relationship, guys, make no mistake about the fact that you have every right to know where your woman is, what she's doing, who she's doing it with, etc., etc. And if you don't approve, you have the right to veto her activities. So I'll give you an example. Let's go back to Steve at the office. So you find out your girl's been to lunch with Steve every day this week, okay? She tells you she's going to lunch with him again today. Well, here's how this conversation needs to go, whether it's via text or conversation. She says, I'm going to lunch with Steve today. You say to her, well, you've been to lunch with him every day this week. She says, well, is there a problem with that? Your response, yeah, that's a big fucking problem. You're not going to lunch with him anymore. Then she says, you can't tell me what to do. I'm a grown-ass woman. I can go to lunch with whoever I want. Your response, cool, go to lunch with him. But if you do, we're done. And leave it at that. Another half-truth out there designed to scare men into putting their foot down is that women don't respond well to ultimatums. What that means is that if you give her an ultimatum, it'll blow up in your face and she'll end up leaving. My response to that is let that bomb go off and let that bitch walk. Guys, life and relationships are ultimatums, okay? You have choices and so does she. And if you let her know the result of her impending choices, she will be fully aware of the consequences of her actions. And that way, if and when something happens, she can't fall back on, well, I didn't know. All right. You give your woman a choice. She can either stop the behavior or not. If she doesn't, she's gone. Simple as that. Now, if she does the right thing and she stops going to lunch with Steve, you have now established that you can and will check her if the situation warrants it. But more importantly, guys, you've shown her that you don't trust her. and she's still around knowing that you don't. You let her know that you don't trust her. You let her know that you don't trust her or her judgment. All right? But she's decided to stop the behavior because she doesn't want to lose you. Now, if you trusted her, you'd let her continue these lunch dates with Steve. But you don't trust her. No, listen, guys, no man does. Any man who says, well, my wife has been to lunch with Steve at the office every day, dude, all of his homeboys are going to look at him like, dude, like, you don't see what's up with that? Oh, no, I totally trust no man trusts his wife, okay? But you're the one who voiced your distrust. You instructed her to stop, and she heeded your command. The mark of a solid relationship in that regard, and that is the mark of a solid relationship in that regard, and you are nowhere close to trusting your woman. Guys, women love men they don't trust, all right? But they also love men who don't trust them, if he's the right man. I have to make that distinction. They love men that don't trust them if he's the right man, meaning a 5%er who has red pill awareness and knows how to handle women. Chicks can say all they want that they can't love a man they don't trust, or that they can't love a man that doesn't trust them, but it's never true, and they all know it. Women use trust to shame you, to tamp down your natural instincts that alert you when something isn't right. That's why they're called instincts. Women know as well as anybody that trust isn't even close to necessary in a relationship. They only say it so they can get away with cheating.
Second edition of TSR Primetime. It is good to have you guys in this afternoon. Obviously, I ran way over on time. I actually had 6 different topics, 6 different segments to do. But I am going to have to skip over. I'm going to have to skip over one. I was going to talk about an article that I found entitled "Why Men Are Not Attracted to Alpha Females." I'm going to have to save that for tomorrow. I was also going to talk about the difference between running game on older women and running game on younger women. In other words, what attracts and arouses younger women as opposed to older women. There are a lot of similarities, but there are a few differences, and those differences make all the difference in the world. So I'm going to skip to one of the most important topics that I think that we should go over. And that, of course, is tattoos on women and the difference between red flags, crimson flags, and black flags. Not all tattoos are created equal. Not all red flags are created equal either. So Jimmy B submitted this question a while back. Okay. He said, let me go ahead and pull this up here. He says, Donovan, I know that you have discussed this as a marker of a woman who is a slut with a high notch count. The one thing I've noticed is that a lot of women tend to have a tattoo on their arm, or at least one that is visible. I know you've also talked about girls who have a foot tattoo being an anal slut as well. Is there a link, he continues, between the arm tattoo and a girl's notch count being super high, like more than 100 or something? He ends it with, I don't think I have ever met a woman with a tattoo who is virgin-like ever. This is a very good statement and question here by Jimmy. We all talk about girls who have red flags. Red flags are defined as characteristics, traits, or habits that make a girl less likely to be a good or decent significant other. Now, to be clear, gentlemen, red flags don't necessarily disqualify a woman from your commitment. Listen, my own girlfriend, Devin, she's got a few red flags, but I've managed to mitigate most of those red flags, if not completely tamp them all down. Lesser men would not be able to do what I do. And again, not all red flags are created equal, but they are what they are. If a girl has a red flag, you need to be on the lookout and prepare accordingly. And the more red flags any given woman has, the more likely it is that she will turn your life upside fucking down in many different ways. Also, red flags are synonymous with slut, tells, and women. Anytime a woman has a red flag, it always manifests itself through sex. because women can only self-destruct through sex. Even if they have self-destructive habits, those self-destructive habits lead to sex. She drinks a lot, means she fucks a lot. She's a slut. She cuts herself out of with self-mutilation, self-hate, she's a slut. If she does drugs, she's a slut. If she gambles, she's a slut. Doesn't matter. Any vices, any bad habits a female has always manifests itself in sexual ways. So if she has a red flag, she has a slut tail. That's what that is. So red flags are cause for concern. So make sure you proceed with extreme caution. But if she has too many red flags, that's when you hit the eject button. Now, I'm not going to talk about red flags because you guys know that I've discussed them, ad nauseum, right? I mean, I've discussed them, ad nauseum. I'm not gonna sit here and talk about it. Good Lord, we're on episode 432. Dude, I've discussed them on the Sharpe Shorts, the Brother Pill, the Red Man Group. I'm not going to beat a dead horse here. But I'm also going to talk about something else, and these are called crimson flags. We have what I like to call crimson flags. Crimson flags, gentlemen, are the habits and characteristics that are a little more alarming than red flags. Again, they don't completely disqualify a woman from a long-term relationship, okay? But they almost do. If you meet a female with crimson flags, which, I'm going to discuss what a crimson flag is in terms of a tattoo, you need airtight, rock-solid game, because if you do not, she'll do more damage than a woman with red flags, okay? Then, take it one step further, then there are habits, traits, and characteristics, circumstances that damage a female beyond repair. These are not red flags. These are not crimson flags. These are black flags. These are things that make females radioactive as far as long-term relationships are concerned. And if a man doesn't have any kind of game, if you don't have any game, if you are new to game, I would strongly suggest not even sticking your dick in these chicks even one time. Women who are damaged beyond repair are BPD girls, borderline personality disorder, girls who know how to manipulate on multiple levels, females who are diabolical and will take their pound of flesh out of you if you so much as interact with them, even on a platonic level, let alone fuck them. Okay? Again, females with black flags are BPD girls. Okay? Dude, if you get over on or if you have, or even game aware, gentlemen, if you have game, stay away from these chicks. Dude, guys with game, stay away from these guys. Black Label Logic knows all about BPD chicks. Doesn't fuck with them. Okay? This is just how it is. So, to answer Jimmy's question, within the context of tattoos, red, crimson, and black flags, here is that definitive answer. So, let's break this down here. Red flag tattoos, okay? There are two qualifications for red flag tattoos. The first qualification, anything that can be covered up or can be seen when she's naked. Number two, the tattoo is small, okay? So I'll give you a few examples of a red flag tattoo. A tramp stamp, kind of, right? If she wears a midriff or something where you can see her belly, yeah, you can see the tramp stamp, but it can be covered up. Small ankle tattoo can be covered with socks, right? A small foot tattoo can be covered with shoes, kind of, right? High heels, probably not. A tattoo at the top of her neck, like at the base of her neck, that can be covered with her hair. Maybe a small tattoo behind the ear, covered with her hair. Okay? Red flag tattoos are very small and very easily covered. All right? Then you have crimson flag tattoos. Okay? Crimson flag tattoos have three qualifications. Qualification number one, they are not easily concealed. Qualification number two, they are visible most of the time with or without clothing. Qualification number three, they are not small. They are small to medium large. Okay? Not easily concealed, visible most of the time with or without clothing. And they are small to medium, maybe a little bit bigger. So examples of a crimson flag tattoo. In other words, proceed with extreme caution. Tattoo on the wrist, inner wrist or outer wrist. A tit tattoo. that can be seen when she shows cleavage. Again, most women show cleavage most of the time, so that tit tattoo is going to be visible. A large foot tattoo that covers most of the foot. An upper arm tattoo that can be seen. This is a tattoo. This is a Superman tattoo, right? I got it when I was 24. I need to get it covered up. Either way, doesn't matter. I am fucking Superman, so I don't give a shit. But tattoos like that, an upper arm tattoo that can be seen, right? And girls don't, girls get roses, they get pictures. It's not too large, but it's definitely visible, not easily concealed. Now we have a black tattoo, the black tattoo, the black flag tattoo. There are two qualifications for a black flag tattoo. And if you see a woman with these tattoos, this is a black flag, which means she is radioactive. Do not stick your cock in these females under any circumstances. I don't care how hot she is, man. Do not fuck with these bitches. Two qualifications for a black tattoo. Qualification number 1, it cannot be covered up, no matter how much she wears in terms of clothes. Number 2, it is extremely large. Black flag tattoos, hand tattoos, can never be covered up. Number 2, neck tattoos. Right? Now, listen, might be in the back of the neck. That's a crimson flag. A neck tattoo that can't be covered up. Even if she has long hair, you can see that neck tattoo. Carla had a neck tattoo. Number 3, facial tattoos. If she has a tattoo on her face, guys, stay the fuck away. Okay? Murals on her back. These back pieces, these 80-hour back pieces. Stay the fuck away, black flag. Okay? Large thigh tattoos that cover up the entire thigh. Freelance Ronan, I see what you did. I see exactly what it said. Absolutely. Though these large thigh tattoos, huge tattoos, black flag tattoos, sleeve tattoos. Any girl with a sleeve tattoo, that's a black flag. You absolutely positively should never fuck with these chicks. Or some girls even have shirts. Their whole torso is covered in ink. So to answer Jimmy B's question, just because a girl has a tattoo doesn't necessarily mean that she can't be a decent mate. Doesn't mean that she can't be at least viable for a long-term relationship, okay? If she has red flags, that doesn't take her out of the running. She has crimson flags that almost takes her out of the running, but you've got to have airtight game, number 1. Number 2, she's got to want those crimson flag traits, personality traits, etc., etc. She's going to have to want to change for you. But number 3, dude, the black flag tattoos, stay the fuck away. Dude, if she has a tattoo on her neck, she has a sleeve tattoo, thigh tattoo, hand tattoo, any tattoo that is huge and cannot be covered up. That's it. She's out. So, Jimmy B, not all tattoos are created equal. And hopefully you guys can use this as sort of a gauge to decide what kind of tattoos warrants a woman undateable. Listen, crimson flags means that you can date her, probably shouldn't commit to her. You can commit to a woman who has red flags, okay? Don't commit to women who have crimson flags. Commit to them short term. Don't commit short term or long term to women who have black flags. That's just all there is to it. Dude, get in and listen, if you have airtight game, fuck her one time and one time only. You fuck her more than once. Dude, you fuck a girl with black flags. You fuck a radioactive BPD chick more than once. She's got you. That's how that is. Good question there by Jimmy B. All right. Excellent show today. Sharpe Assist says chest tats on women are the worst. Yeah, you got that right. Oh God, they are the fucking worst. You are not lying about that. Shout out to Whiskey to Don with the $10 super chat. He said Streamlabs isn't going through for some reason, so super chat it is. Yeah, listen, sometimes guys can donate through Streamlabs. Sometimes they can't. I know it can be finicky, but it works most of the time. Again, if you want to contribute to the show, www.streamlabs.com/Donovan Sharpe and the number 1. Let me jump in here and let me shout out my super chats and my contributions here. Whiskey to Don, shout out to you with the $10 super chat. There was someone else who had a $5 super chat a little bit earlier. Let me look here. Just want to make sure that I get everybody covered. Freelance Ronin, Charles Caballero, HS Lee 169, Rob Cruz, and YM with your super chats or with your contributions respectively. I always greatly appreciate the support. Man, unbelievable. Fernando Trejo says the classic "Only God Can Judge Me" tattoo. When a woman says "Only God can judge me," right? Translation, I do not like it when people call me out for my bad behavior. That's all that is. Only God can judge me. No, bitch, we can all fucking judge you. Very good. Very good. Excellent episode. I think this is a great relaunch. Dude, quickest 2 hours and 15 minutes of my life. When I decided to change the format of the show, I said, shit, how in the world am I going to fill up 2 hours on air? Like, what am I going to talk about? Can I fill up the airwaves? Dude, I figured it out. Now the challenge is going to be making it under 2 hours because my consultations start at 3:30. I've got a consultation here in 15 minutes. Yes, I have prepared for it, but that doesn't really give me too much time. I gotta take a piss. I gotta get a glass of water, and I gotta go into Uncle Donovan mode. My thanks to all of you for making this relaunch a huge success. This has been unbelievable. I love my new set. Hopefully you guys do too. This thing is extreme. Dude, my surroundings are, they're kick-ass, man. And this is absolutely all because of you guys. Listen, man, I just built this motherfucker. Make no mistake about the fact that you guys financed this. Straight up. Listen, I didn't use any of my own money, man. This is all 100% of the money that I get from you guys in terms of support, Patreon, etc. This is all you guys. I'm just the facilitator. And again, I'm not trying to throw shade on guys who never improve their shows because a lot of guys really don't need to. But as much as you guys support me, I feel like I owe it to you to show improvement. Like I like to sort of redo the show every 4 or 5 months. Now I'm going to be in this studio for quite a while, for at least the next year and change. Then I've got one more upgrade. But I greatly appreciate the support that you guys have given me over the years. And I am very, very much looking forward to the format of the new show. I really am. I'm going to be dropping a Patreon video tomorrow afternoon. So my patrons, now thanks to this show, my patrons are going to get even more bonus content, right? So if you're a patron of mine, this is good news. Usually, listen, TSR Live, the whole show, the entirety of the show was not available to the public. But now that it's available to the public, my patrons are going to get even more exclusive content, including my TSR STFU. You guys are still going to get access to the nuts and the bolts, right? You're not going to get all of the commentary. You guys are going to get the purified. You guys are going to get the purified version without all the commercials and all that other good stuff. So you're definitely still going to get that, along with the bonus videos, all the discounts on the consultations and things of that nature. That's going to do it for this edition of TSR Live. Again, my thank. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, there. All right. There we are. Listen, I haven't perfected the last part. Is actually one of the things I left off. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. I will see you guys right back here at 1 Eastern. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.